start with the INTO, the teachers' unions in general having their conferences this week in person for the first time in a couple of years.
A very good point. They can shout at Norma Foley one-to-one.
Yes, this afternoon, but she's going to address them at 5 o'clock. How do you think that might go down?
Well, there's been a long history of great tension between ministers and INTO, ASTI.
Like even getting booed at some stages.
Getting booed, having organised walk-offs for the minister and half the crowd stands up and marches out the back. Then there have been periods of rapprochement where we've all decided maybe we should all get along, it'll work out better. So I don't know what period we are now in. I suspect that after 2 years of not having been in a room together, it may be a bit more positive than normal. But that is not to say that there aren't issues, because there's big issues for the teachers, and the one that seems to be across the board for all of the unions is the issue of cost of living and the issue of inflation. Yeah. That's what they are most concerned about. And you can kind of see why. If we're running, what, 7% inflation, you're earning 30k a year, you have effectively lost $2,000 a year in your pay from this time last year, and there's nothing being done to compensate.
But a 30k, I mean, I was looking at a report by the European Commission. Now, this is a couple of years ago, and it said the average salary of a primary school teacher was 59k, secondary school teacher 61k. So it's not small money, absolutely not. But obviously, as you're talking about the way inflation is going, you can see all people are asking their bosses for an increase. But it's not new seeing that teachers are looking for more money, and this is something that we see a lot.
No, and people will do the maths on it, and they will say, well, if you take a per hour worked on that salary, so if you take the Christmas holidays out and the breaks that are
and
there,
the summer holidays,
the money per diem doesn't work out too badly. On the other side of that, the work doesn't work out too badly either. It is an extremely important and extremely stressful job. And one of the things that the teachers will say is they are probably more exposed, particularly the younger teachers, to some of the cost of living than other people. If you've got a mortgage, if you're one of the lucky ones to still be on a tracker mortgage from back in the day, you're probably able to afford housing. If you're a young teacher, teaching in an urban area, trying to pay rent at some of the most expensive prices in Europe, trying to pay for cost of living when it's gone through the roof, trying to put fuel in the car, all of that significant. And what they're saying is that it's leading to both a recruitment and a retention crisis, that it's hard to get young teachers.
And we're seeing how difficult the teachers have had it for the last while. They have been one of the professions that had to sit in a classroom, have the windows open, been very difficult circumstances with teaching. And of course, we know from a bit of homeschooling as well how difficult a job it is. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where that goes.